It can start anywhere. You never know when it's going to happen.
It's like walking through a jungle and trying not to get snake bit.
You can be at the back of the pack or be running second and still getting a wreck at any time. Once one of these big pileups start to happen, you're just along for the ride.
Hopefully, you're just in front of the wreck, and if not, close your eyes and hope you make it through.
You can't really do anything about it. You just go out there and race and see what happens.
If you avoid it, it's just pure luck. If you're a lucky day.
It'll be exciting to watch. I don't know if it's going to be a whole lot of fun to be a part of.
Well, let's get up to date on what's happened so far with our NASCAR.com reset. It has become obvious at Talladega. The high line has been the money line here early going, and they are just kissing each other's bumper. Look at Juan Pablo Montoya there up on Tony Stewart. We go back up to the booth.
Great action up front. The 24 is Casey Mears. Brent, as the 5 car, his teammate Kyle Busch. And what a tandem of drafters these two, the 24 and 5 are.
This is just incredible racing. I mean, these guys, Kyle Busch seems to be able to push that 24 car just out to a 5, 6, 7 car length lead, and nobody else has been able to do that. But we talk about the high line, but then the next thing you know, these guys come right back around on the bottom, chucked up together. And that's the key, is Kyle Busch is able to stay with Casey Mears and not just push him out and let him go. He's able to stay right.
We're able to keep that gap just right against the bumper, and that really does make a big difference.
All right, Rick Hendrick has 8 Cup wins here at Talladega, but he's never been a Busch Series owner. His cars run 1-2 as we check in their pits with Mike.
Well, Doc, just a couple of years ago, Rick Hendrick got really discouraged with how badly his teams were getting beat by the DEI cars at restrictor plate tracks. Also a little bit discouraged with how there was a gap between his own race cars. So what did he do? He implemented a specialized team completely dedicated to restrictor plate racing. Less than a dozen people. Oh, and we've got trouble on the track, and it's Kyle Busch upside down.
Big time crash. Kyle Busch goes upside down and rolls down across on his roof here on lap 26. Cars comes back over, and now side over side barrel rolls and comes to rest on its wheels. A horrific crash here at Talladega on lap 26 involving Kyle Busch, and thankfully the window net is down. There, the safety crews on the scene immediately, and Kyle Busch is climbing out of that car. Wow, listen to this crowd.
Well, that's a true testament to the safety of these race cars. See him just jump out of that car like that. That was what would look like a very violent wreck, but man, he just jumped right out of there. It's a real testament to the safety features that these cars have.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you again here. That doesn't take much here. Now, Kyle Busch, left side of your screen in the 5 car.
He moved to the outside to go around Casey Mears. It looked like Tony was going to go out there to help him, and it could have possibly been a little bit of contact. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be, because you can get yourself out there, and all of a sudden the air's changing, and just a horrific wreck. But once again, Kyle Busch gets out and walks away.
We sure did a lot of damage. It looked to me like right here, as we watch this, it looked like that maybe they all started stacking up. It's hard to say that Tony Stewart wasn't getting some help from behind him, maybe even further back than right behind him. Like they're all just kind of stacking up.
Yeah. Yeah, when that happens, usually because everything changes, the air changes, and what you've been doing right there, you might have been wide open at that time, and then all of a sudden things change. And so, you can't put any blame on anybody, I don't think, here. Although I think we do see a little contact between the 33 and the 5. But when he pulls out there, that car is automatically going to start coming back a little bit, because he's come out against a brick wall of wind right there. Even though he's got to run, that car automatically slows down when he pulls out there until he starts getting that help.
So but if you're Tony Stewart, and you're trying to get out of the gas and you're getting hit from behind, have you ever had that happen where you get hit from behind and you can't actually slow your car down and try to avoid that wreck?
Somewhat reminiscent of the Brian Vickers, Jimmy Johnson contact in the Cup race last fall. Inconsequential, wasn't intended to happen. One car makes a move, another one just gets a slight tap, and off they go. On board here with David Rudiman.
3 wide. Back it down, stay high, good job.
You can see the tire flying through the air. David Rudiman just went under the tire. It looked like he just ripped it right off the wheel.
Yeah, that's almost a helpless feeling. You're sitting there wondering what's going to happen up in front of you as you're within 100 yards of everything happening, but you have debris flying everywhere and cars going everywhere. Everybody trying to avoid it, but David did a great job.
Okay, leaders on pit road. Let's go down to Jamie.
Well, guys, Casey Kane decided to roll the dice and stay out. He came over the radio after that incident and said, "What in the world was that?" The crew just told him, "Stay out, you're fine."
yellow one. Pablo Montoya in, and 4-tire change. He stalls the car leaving. Tough to get these things refired, but he does it. A 4-tire change, chassis adjustment, tape off the front grille. Allen.
Casey Mears pitting from the lead, giving up track position to keep the 24 car here in the pit box so they can check the right rear corner of the car where Kyle Busch bounced off at the beginning of that accident. They have time. They know the caution flag laps take a while here. They know there's plenty of time left in the race as well. Make the repairs, give up the track position now. You'll get it back later.
Yeah, with the way the draft works here, you want to make sure you get your car all fixed back up because you can make your way right back up to the front, but you got to have those aerodynamics right, and they're going to work on that car and get it right. We see them working on the 17 car here, too, doing some of the same work.
Once again, we are under caution. A frightening incident on lap 26, the 5-car. 21-year-old Kyle Busch trying to make a move. His car goes sideways. There's contact. It gets airborne. And fortunately, Kyle able to walk away due to NASCAR's stringent safety requirements. But a horrifying crash here on lap 26.